world, and welcome to another episode of Davetrippinon. I'm holding the mic up like this today because there is a vibration outside that if I rest this mic on the desk that it's going to sound really weird, it's going to vibrate, and the audio will be horrible. So for now, I look like a faux news reporter. This is a question-answer video. It's going to be really short. There was like 2 or 3 questions that I thought I could answer pretty concisely. So let's just hop into the email here and answer them as quick as possible. So the first question was about living space. I'd like to ask about the living place, which currently appears like something from the military. Is there a living place provided? Yes, if you look around at my living space, it's quite militaristic. It's true. Kind of cookie cutter. That is because I live in a place called Leo Palace, and Leo Palace is very popular. There's some kind of agreement between my company and Leo Palace that you get foreigners in here all the time, and as one leaves, then they just drop another one into that slot. So it's very, very convenient for them to do this for us. So let's break that question down. Is it provided? Basically, if you show up to the country and you don't really have a mastery of the language yet, it would make sense that they would need to assist you in getting your housing, and that's what Leo Palace is. So when you get an assignment, they'll say you would live in this place, potentially a Leo Palace, like I'm in. And then they would show you the rent and everything like that, and all the different fees associated with it, wonderful things like key money. It's like a gift, or it's like a deposit in Canada that you never ever see again. You just give it to them. And so it's provided so far in as that they will help you get it, but it's not as though they're going to pay for your housing. I believe Jet offers that, which is pretty cool. But this is not a benefit of Interact. Interact is not going to pay for your housing, and my housing out here in the countryside cost about, rough equivalent in Canadian dollars would be about $600 Canadian, just a little under, including the parking space. You are going to pay on top of that like utilities, your gas and electricity, so a little bit more than that. And somebody might say, you're living out in the rural countryside of Japan, is that a little bit expensive? And I would say yes, but again, it's because there's this prearranged convenience between the company. If you had a mastery of Japanese and you were to go it alone, and you once placed here, then moved into somewhere else, you could find a place that would probably be about, you could find one as cheap as $300, and I know that for a fact. Excuse me. Because I know people who've done that. They found it for half price, and you'll get a hell of a lot more, but it really is reliant on the fact that you can speak Japanese at a much higher level than I'm capable of. So this to me was convenient at the time, especially because I couldn't speak the language at all. So that should answer the question. It is provided for you, but not in the sense that they pay for it. You will have to pay for it. You can expect it to cost around $600, but that does vary a little bit, whether they've gotten a particularly good deal for you, or things are naturally a little bit cheaper in the countryside. If you were to live in a, let's say, Tokyo, then it's very likely that you would end up paying, more for it because you're in Tokyo. So to live in a city, you're going to pay more. That goes without question. So let's move on here. Another quick question that pops up is, in the interview, is there any kind of a grammar test? Good question. Yes, there is. The question that you follow that with, Mr. Taylor, is if there is a grammar test involved, I have to ask about reliability and validity and different semantics. For example, the United Kingdom and the United States both speak English. However, they may not share similar rules. For example, the removal of things like you from words. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. Yeah, there's a grammar test, but I wouldn't worry so much about the ins and outs of it, because it is really just, let's not beat around the bush, it's just an idiot test. It's if you can do basic grammar, then you should be able to pass it. If you feel intimidated by a grammar test, you're just like, well, I particularly have trouble with it. All I would recommend doing is top 10 things to focus on. You could find it on the internet or buy a $3 book. Elements of Style is what I recommend, although that's far more in depth than you would ever need to be, and you will far surpass anything that you would need to completely blow the grammar test out of the water. So it's really a formality that they do the grammar test. I wouldn't worry about it that much at all. So we had the grammar test in the living space. You asked about my previous video from Days Off and Fiverr. Sound quality was not good. I take offense to that. No, just kidding. Maybe it wasn't. Is there any way you can share the information? I don't know. I was just in that video. I was just talking about how awesome the days off are. That was it. You get a lot of days off. I really enjoy that fact. You can reliably get a whole bunch of work days, which are days where they may call you in for an assignment, but you may not, and so you end up with another day off. So that's what I was talking about. Fiverr is just a excellent company for doing all sorts of audio work, graphic design, and as a YouTube content creator, that was kind of my tip for anybody who wanted to improve their channel and do it affordably, but with, you know, professional level quality of work that could be done for you, whether it's creating a banner or an avatar or an intro video for your channel. That's all that was talking about. So yeah, please do, if this video was helpful to you, I've got my contact information down below, so please do like, subscribe, share. Helps me grow the channel. And if you have any questions, please do send me, like Mr. Taylor did here, an email, and I'll do my best to answer. And hopefully I can help you as well. Yeah, so that's about it. Like I like to say, thanks. I really appreciate you checking out the channel. And until we meet again next time, world, thanks for tripping with Dave. Ciao for now. Peace.